What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm going to be going over the 5 trades that I took on Friday, November 5th, and 4 of them were on Google and 1 of them was on Airbnb. I ended up being 4 for 5 on the day, but the one loser that I had far outweighed the 4 winners that I had, and that's obviously not what you want. You want your winners to far outweigh your losers, but this play, I basically lost all of the money in a split second and stopped out immediately. So just to go over my first trade of the day, pre-market high was 29.85 on Google, and the 9:30 high was also 29.85. So a break over that on the ask, I was going to get in. And right there, I got in 6 contracts. I had a decent fill, but as you can tell, these contracts are pretty spready, and this isn't moving great. It's not popping right away, but the contracts are holding up pretty nice. So what I saw in this play was that Google was setting up to break all-time highs of 29.94, where yesterday's resistance was 29.91 and then all-time highs. So I was hoping a break over pre-market high and then a break over 29.90 could break all-time highs and get to 3,000. And taking 6 contracts, this could be a really nice winner. But I had sold out of my first 3 contracts because I was kind of scared that we weren't pushing right away. I thought that we would see some volume and buyers step up, but their volume and buyers step up. So I sell one there to lock in profits, and my contracts are up really nice here. But now that the ask is over 29.90, I want to see us get to all-time highs. So that's why I'm waiting with these last 2 contracts. So these contracts are holding nicely, but as we're dropping 29.90, they're dropping. So I sold one there, and then if we drop any more, I'm going to sell out of the last one. So right here, I'm about to sell out of this last one because the ask dropped 29.85. And this was a nice winner, but really with the risk that I was taking on and the potential for this play, I'm not that happy or thrilled with it. But I traded the charts, and the play didn't work out the way that I thought it would work out. So my second play today was my big loser. And what happened on this play is high of day is 29.90.5, and on all time frames yesterday, resistance seemed to be 29.91. So a break over 29.91 on the ask is going to be my entry for an early entry for the all-time high break of 29.94. So right there, I get filled 5 contracts. I have a bad fill, and you can see the screenshot that I attach here. I got filled above the ask, but I was still fine. I'm just waiting for an all-time high break, and then if we drop 29.90 on the bids, I'm going to get out. So right there, we dropped 29.90, and I sell out right away, but there was nothing that I could do to avoid the $1.50 drop in the option contracts. So on 5 contracts, I lost $750 really quick. But there's nothing you can do about that. You just have to accept the loss and move on and keep trading with a clear head. Or if it's really gotten to you, just step away from your computer, and you can always come back the next day. So I have a rule where if I take a play and it doesn't work out, and I trade it well, but the play just doesn't work out, I'm allowed to take that trade 3 total times. And if on the 3rd time it doesn't work, I'm not just going to keep taking the trade. So I thought that this play was setting up to break all-time highs. So again, I'm going to get ready to take this over 29.93 on the ask for a high of day break, and then hope that we break all-time highs. So I'm sized down to 3 contracts. I have a good fill right there. And now I'm just going to be patient and see if we can get over 29.95 first, and then I want us to get to 3,000. So as you can see, we have resistance at 29.95, and we just broke that, and now there's resistance at 29.96, and my contracts are up about $1, so I take one off there, and I'm happy with that sell. And now I want to see if we can get to 3,000 now that we've broken over all-time high. So right there, we pop over resistance, and the contracts are up nice. And when the contracts are up nice and they get tighter, or the spreads, then that's if you're going to sell market orders. You want to sell on that pop, because if it pushes up and then doesn't keep pushing, the bids can drop out. So that could be the difference between like $50 on the bid. So you want to just catch it at the highest point. So I thought that that was a good sell. And now I'm going to hold this contract to see if we can get over 3,000 as Google looks strong here. So my contracts are up nice, and I could sell out here and get $3 on these contracts, but I'm holding for a 3,000 break, and I'm happy with this patience because that's something that I've not been able to do too well, where I always just take quick profits. So now on good setups like this, where a company like Google is breaking over all-time highs and the market's strong, I want to hold, but you have to trade the chart, and now that we came back down to my entry, I had to sell out. And that was the difference between $2 on that last contract. So instead of that being a $600 winner, if I would have sold out at 3,000 resistance, it ended up only being a $400 winner. But I'm happy with that, and that shows improvement. So my fourth trade on the day was the trade that I took on Airbnb. And Airbnb reported earnings the day prior and had beat earnings and had gapped up and was pushing really strong at open. So the day after a company beats earnings, in the first 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, it can move really strong, really crazy, really volatile. So if you look right here, volume just comes in really quick. And I'm going to take this play over 195, but I wasn't expecting it to happen this quick. So it pushed up $1 in about 5 seconds, and I got in. I got filled at the ask on a really spready entry, and then it got really spready, and on my first sell fill, I got filled at the bid. But we're pushing really strong, so I'm just scaling contracts. I only took 4, and as you can see, the ask on my level 2 is broken, but we're pushing really strong, and we've pushed up about $3 in like 30 seconds. So I was just fine taking profits there. I wasn't sure what was happening with my level 2. Plus, we were moving really crazy, and after being flat on the day, I was happy to just have a nice $300 winner here and get out of the play. So I don't know if I had mentioned this earlier in the video, but this is the first time that I was trading Google. So I didn't really know how the stock moved, and I also didn't know exactly how to take these plays and manage them. I was assuming that it was going to move pretty similar to Amazon, but I wasn't sure, and I kind of felt like the price action on Google wasn't that great. But high of day was 29.99.07. So on this last play, once that the ask broke over 29.99, I was going to get in 2 contracts. So size down and look for the 3,000 break. And then if the ask broke below 29.99, I would get out. But right there, I got in on a good entry. And then my contracts are up over $1, and we haven't even broken over 3,000. So of course I'm going to take one off to lock in profits, and then if we break over 3,000, I can just let that contract run until we break below. And right there we broke over, and now the contracts are up over $2. But I'm not just going to sell out right away, because I would like to see this get a nice push, because we've broken over all-time high and we've broken over 3,000. So there's a potential for a lot of buyers to step up and for this to really start running. So I want to exhibit some patience here and catch a nice runner. But if we drop 3,000, I'll get out. And right there, we dropped 3,000 on the bids, and I had to sell out right away. That's really not what I wanted, but I have to trade the chart and trade what's given to me. I don't get to decide what the market does. I took on a lot of risk today, and although I was 4 for 5 and I made $450, this wasn't really too great of a day, and I had missed out on some other plays like Airbnb and Amazon. So I knew that the more trades that I took today, the worse off that I would be after being 4 for 5 and not even really making that much money. So I told myself after this trade, you know what? I'm just going to take my profits, be done for the week, be happy with what I made for the week, and hit next week strong and not keep over trading today and maybe give some of my profits back. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and you were able to learn something from it. Let me know down in the comments if you've traded Google before, if you have any tips for trading Google, any key insights, anything like that. We could have a conversation down in the comments. And I hope that you enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.